Oh, but Brax is back. I guess I'll.
Yay!
She can be host again.
I have no idea what just happened. Like, no beep whatsoever. Hey everybody, give us 2 seconds. I'm gonna fix everything. No idea how that happened. Give me 2 seconds, guys.
I suspect it was evil.
Hi everybody, we're back. We're here. We're sorry about that. I'll try and see if I can't figure out some way to stitch these two together and make them one video. We'll see. Who knows? But, what would you like? Okay, so you want to interview the staff.
Yeah, I and search the grounds, interview the staff, and Vashard had said before we cut off, you know, that brings me back to the question of how could he have, how could a lich have been here this long with nobody noticing?
Mm-hmm.
And Russ would have said, well, he probably wasn't here this long at all. I mean, after all, this is the place where Cecilia lives, and she probably would have noticed if he were here a couple of months ago. So I assume he only showed up recently, and well, somebody did notice.
Well,
Delmay's friend noticed.
Yes, but I believe Lysaea said that there were rumors of people going in and out for the last 2 months.
Yeah, since Cecilia's been away.
Yeah, but 2 months of a lich being in Aldous is still a problem.
Well, we don't know actually if he was here for the whole 2 months. People moving in and out could have been his accomplices, his setup folks. We don't know how long he's actually been here.
Yeah. True.
But we should probably find out who's been going in and out and, you know.
Yeah.
What people have to say, since, I don't know, seems a little bit questionable. You know.
Yeah.
So, what would you all like to do?
Ritka does not help search the house. She's a little tired. So she's gonna just hang back. Probably one of the prepared rooms.
Okay, yeah. Delmay will follow Whisper and go searching, and I'm assuming Russ will come with.
Yeah.
So
Fedor, Fedor is going to take crashing, but Dimitri is Dimitri is ready and able to assist you.
I don't blame him. He was tormented for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dimitri is able to assist.
Okay.
Yeah. So tracking is following tracks and other signs of passage. Searching is finding things that are hidden or obscured.
Yes.
Such as secret doors. Okay.
Whisper also has that.
And then
Whisper does have tracking. If now that she's done the sniffy, she wants to look. Don't want her to look for secret doors. Let's give that a try.
No, secret doors is searching, not tracking.
Yeah.
Oh, searching, not tracking.
And
Okay,
signs of passage is tracking. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I think she did that with just the sniffy sniff, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna do like a sweep of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like I imagine we're probably gonna get our help to sort of round up all of the obvious people in the space, right? So that they can have them sitting in the patio or something like this, right? So we can come and talk to them.
Yeah, and I'm assuming we can ask the other people who are guarding to help with that part while we.
Yeah.
2.
run
So
around
you're going to
together.
have your insert here generic envoy NPCs, 2 warriors and 2 adepts collect up the help, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one warrior and one adept
Yeah.
can go collect the help, and
Yeah.
one of each will stay
Yeah.
with us if it's just Russ and I.
And then Vishard and like probably kind of split them. Maybe have the adept go with Vishard and the warrior go with us.
Yeah.
Because Vishard also has Ragnar and also Asen.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
So like warrior side, they're pretty good, but we're a little bit light on warrior side. We could take the warrior. They might need the adept.
Mhm.
And we'd probably and the thing is, if the servants willingly go and hang out in the patio, they're not the problem ones, probably. Or if they are, they're sneaky about it, which means they're probably not going to like, you know what I mean? So like, have the adept go and do some psychic looking at them. And the warriors, just hold them there while we sort of search the rest of the house.
Yeah. Make small talk. See if if anyone's extra nervous.
Exactly. Just chat. Have a lovely time.
Oh.
So you guys are gonna go search, and then they're collecting up. All right. So we'll come back to them. You know, they're on the patio. Do you want them on the balcony? Is that it, or?
It's just sitting in the patio, by because that looks like the patio looks like a nice bench. They can kind of sit there and be pleasant, and it doesn't seem.
On the balcony. Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't seem unpleasant. It seems very nice.
Okay. So they'll take care of that. Warrior number 2 and adept number 2 are split up and going to a view. What do you want Dimitri to do? He is willing to help and is able to help.
He's probably going to go with Vishard. I think that as a guest, he should not be doing anything, but that's Vishard's call.
He did try and do a lot just now, so
yeah.
Delme
wouldn't have an issue.
Yeah, I think he should come with. The more eyes we have, the better it is.
Your side, with you or with
how many people are? Is it just Delme by herself rounding up the?
Delve, Russ, and the.
Oh, we're not doing the rounding up. We're doing the searching.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then, if I'm already on rounding up duty with the bear and Asen, there's enough of us to prevent people from leaving.
No. What I was told was warrior number 1 and adept number 1 are rounding up.
Yep.
And then you guys are splitting into 2 groups to search the rest of the house.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. I thought, my bad. All right. Then, yeah. I'll take
Dimitri.
Take Dimitri with me. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's get to looking.
So, where are you starting? Upstairs, downstairs, where?
We can split. One of the groups starts upstairs, the other starts downstairs.
Yeah. And then we've got the basement and the general grounds as like the other 2 areas.
Yeah. So I think we'll start downstairs and then go to the basement.
I think we should go to the general grounds. Right.
Oh, so you can fly around?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. So.
And then the warriors go to the basement just in case.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, we'll go downstairs and general grounds.
All right. So Delme, Russ, Whisper, and generic warrior number 2.
Yeah.
Look, I have to do this. I'm sorry. It's going to be a thing. You get Cullen. Bashard gets Alistair. You get Cullen. That's how that's works.
Nice. We'll take it.
Works. And
Cool.
Fedora and I are just lying
the
down
best.
because we're tired.
Just have a nap.
Yes, you can have your short rest. Okay, so Bashard, Alistair, and the menagerie. And then, no. You guys aren't
Alistair,
getting Cullen.
Dimitri.
Cullen is
Yeah.
Cullen and Dimitri. Cullen and Cullen and Vivienne are in charge of rounding
I
up.
ask myself that question sometimes too.
Are in charge of rounding up the usual suspects. And then Delme, Russ, and you are taking the other adept.
We're taking the warrior because we're light on fighting, and
Yeah.
we're going to give the adept to Vashard because they're really
Wait,
boss
I
at
thought you
fighting.
were. Okay, so then you get Alistair,
Cool.
and
Uh-huh.
and Vashard gets Hawk. It's fine.
because like we're not super fighty over here, so we
Yeah.
need Alistair, and and they're very fighty over there, so they should have Hawk. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. Just for my purposes, male purple hawk. It's fine. There you go. Now, hashtag totally not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just going to put out there that the publishers of this game have another game that's very similar and uses very important rules and certain characters. But okay, so then Delme, Russ, Whisper, and Alistair are going around to the grounds. Vashard, Hawk, the Menagerie, and Dimitri are going upstairs or going to the basement. Where are you?
We have 4 zones. We have upstairs in the basement is Vashard and the Menagerie, and the lower floor and the grounds is Delme and the bird.
Okay. We'll start with Delme, Russ crew,
Okay.
bird crew versus bear crew. That's how we're keeping this straight.
Okay. Bird crew.
Bird is the word.
So you come down these main slightly curved stairs that were led up. The front door, there isn't really any external grounds because you're in the city. It's like a row house kind of thing. So there's the street that's on that you're on in the edge of the high ward. And so are you going out into the street or where are you going?
Well, we're doing the lower floor first.
Okay.
They're doing the upper floor first. We're doing the lower floor first, and then second, they're doing the basement. And second, we're doing. I mean, because I imagine they've got a place where they keep their carriages, right? So we're doing any kind of
Outside area.
Yeah. The back, whatever outside area they might have.
Okay. They don't really have one.
So
Okay.
they don't have anywhere to keep carriages or anything like that.
No, there's a like local. I mean, there's a stables for like the square, the cul-de-sac kind of. All of the villas that are on the cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
but there isn't a stables or a wheelwright or a carriage on the property. It's a street villa. It's a you've ever been to Pompeii? Their walls are
Yeah.
Although sometimes they'll have like a big double doors that'll take you into like a back area if they're very wealthy. Like because kind of like
Yes, but not necessarily here. And the Valents aren't that wealthy. They're wealthy, and they're definitely, but Raoul Valent was an academic and, you know, a department chair and a member of the academy and
a lich.
Eventually.
Eventually, he was a very well-known adept, very popular, very successful. But the family is wealthy and well set up. But I mean, hey y'all, if you've played Dragon Age 2, just picture, you know, the Hawk Estate in Hightown. You know, they have outdoor space. It's the central courtyard in the inside, so it's all protected, and you don't have to worry about the riffraff getting in. Well, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So we're doing the lower floor first.
So you're going to do the lower floor first. As you make your way down these stairs and kind of begin at that western hallway, and along colonnade along the atrium, the courtyard. Go ahead and roll searching if you wish.
I will help with the searching.
That's it.
11.
13
on a very bad roll. But 13. I'm going to use one of my conviction to re-roll.
Well, Chad is also giving you 3, by the way.
Oh. Ooh, love you, Chad. That's lovely.
I'm going to use one of mine just in case we need it, in case they're like terrible things here that we might find, so I can just do that re-roll. Let me go over to focuses and do it from there. Searching. That's better. 19.
You make your way slowly around the rooms on the first floor. There's a public receiving room, a sitting room. There's the atrium, the dining room, a more public office space that was definitely kind of intended for the private meetings and greetings with the other nobles, merchants, other academics, people that you needed to have private meetings with at home, but you didn't want it necessarily in your private spaces.
21 with the aid from Delmay.
You do find 2 hidden doors. One is very obviously that hidden servant's door in the dining room that connects, between like the basement kitchens and, so that the servants can just kind of appear in the butler's pantry and not have to actually be seen by anybody. Another is you can find the hollow space in the distortion, but you aren't 100. You would have to open it and see where it went. As you find it in the what would be the.
I bring in all of the Sovereign's finest into this call.
All of the Sovereign. Okay. All of the Sovereign's finest who are currently on the premises?
Yes. Which is 1, me, Delmay, Vashard, the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 adepts, the 4 generics, and Ritka. That's 8.
Okay, so Vashard, Hawk, Cullen, Vivienne, Delmay, Russ, Alistair.
And Ritka.
And Ritka is 8, yes.
Yeah, that's 8, yeah.
Okay, just making sure we have everybody. Cool, now you've got everybody.
And considering that the Sovereign's finest, I get to lower their familiar difficulty. If they're there, they actually don't add to my difficulty. I can add those folks in. So I should be good.
You find this other hidden door about here on the passage between the dining room and, on the wall in the bar area.
Where? Could you ping it again for me?
The red.
Oh, I see it. Vashard, we found a secret passageway. 2, but one's just a servant's one. There's another one we found down here. How are you doing up there?
I don't know. I haven't rolled yet.
That's a
What?
perfect transition. Thank you very much. I love that layup. Thanks. I'll take it.
Spike!
As it were, upstairs.
Yes, on the second floor. As you are leaving the study, where would you like to begin, sir?
I think we'll go clockwise
Okay, from where you started.
around the second floor. Yeah.
So you're starting. Say you're starting at the 9 o'clock, and you're gonna go around.
9 o'clock. Yeah. Sorry, had to visualize because for some reason 9 o'clock was like north.
That's 12 o'clock.
Yeah, no, it's because I don't know, brain tired. Longest arm, longest needle, or whatever. I want to have. So Ragnar is not like that much of a tracker.
Mm-hmm.
Got a sense of smell, but probably not the best. And so in our search, I'll probably use Ragnar as since he weighs a lot, to try to see if there aren't any like hollow places under the floor.
Okay.
Because if you were to hide, let's say, a secret compartment or whatever, you could potentially stuff it enough so that the weight of a normal, an average human or average person would not necessarily make it sound hollow, even if they were to knock on the floor with their heel. But like a bear that weighs 900 pounds might break through. So I might ask him to stomp around a bit.
Okay.
And then Asen's going to be on smelly duty, and I'll just keep my eyes peeled.
Okay, so then I'm going to ask for 2 rolls, and you can choose. Either you can aid Asen in his search, or he can aid you in yours.
I'm
And
aiding
then
Asen.
You're aiding Asen, and then Ragnar will get his own search, because he's breaking shit.
Well, not breaking. I don't want to like vandalize the villa, but as much as possible, we want to, if there is a hidden compartment or like a false floor or something, he might break through it. Yes. And he might leave claw marks on some of the lacquered wood floors.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the search for Asen, or either sight or search or smell for Asen, whichever one of those he has, but he'll get the +2 from you.
Actually, you know what? Since it's going to be sight, Asen's going to help me. Because my sight is better than his. So that's going to be a 15.
Plus the +2 for the assistance.
No, the +2 is... I rolled a 13. So.
Oh, you don't have the focus. Okay, I'm sorry. I was automatically doing the...
No.
The focus didn't now. Okay, so a 15 then.
15, yeah.
Okay. So a 15.
And then Ragnar...
And Ragnar, I need a search from Ragnar, but he can use his you can do what does Ragnar have a perception focus in anything?
Smelling and tasting. He also has a focus of drinking in Constitution because I thought it was hilarious.
Hell yeah.
The bear can drink. I'm here for this.
The bear is a con of 7.
I
and
love
drinks.
it. Yes.
The bear drinks. heavily. He is a Russian bear. Or no, he's a Viking bear. Actually, he's Ragnar. He is a Viking bear. He is Nordic all the way. Go ahead and roll one of his perception focuses.
Sure. It didn't roll, so that's a 14.
14. We'll come back to Ragnar. But as you are making your way through, you, again, particularly after Whisper has given you a bunch of, like, the general path that that she tracked for Raoul, you don't find anything else that's not supposed to be there upstairs until you and everybody kind of come through the second floor and are into what you were informed is Raoul's bedchamber, and you will find through the dressing room and in the dressing room, you'll find one secret compartment and another passage entrance.
Ooh.
Actually, I will change things up so that you know that the blue one is this secret compartment, and the red are the secret passage.
Okay, I haven't been reached out by Russ yet.
No, that would be about the point that you would get reached out to by Russ.
Oh, okay. Russ, I found a secret compartment and a secret passage here. I'll take a peek at the secret passage as I'm talking to Russ, just to let him know, or let everyone know actually, because we're all in the call.
Yeah.
Let everyone know where this passage leads.
It opens up into a small, very thin passageway, stairs leading down, and also a slight step to the right, and then stairs leading up towards the roof.
It's a narrow staircase, goes both downstairs and upstairs.
Delme, do you want to open ours?
Yes. Delme will
I don't
open.
have thumbs.
Yeah. Delme will open it, and Whisper, of course, will sniff up. What does the downstairs secret passage reveal?
Reveals that there's a stairs that lead up and then across. When you get to about halfway, you realize that it'll go across underneath the floor above you.
So Delme will say, try coming down the stairs and we'll come up and we can see what this hidden floor situation is in between the two. And I think Whisper's gonna go up and Delme's gonna follow. And see if they run into the other group on the landing to the secret floor. And does anybody have a light on them?
I can see in the dark.
I mean,
Also, I
I
don't
guess
have hands.
technically I can too.
Yeah, so there you go then.
Didn't we realize that all of us can? But I mean, I don't know if the
Not all
adept
of us.
can.
I don't think Cecilia can.
Cecilia cannot.
Cecilia cannot.
Cecilia cannot. You don't have the adept. You have a fighter. We have
a warrior. Do you have a torch on you?
You have Alistair, who... Wait, it's Alistair. Hold, please. I have to roll for this.
Oh, no.
Wait, Delme... Oh, no, right. Wait. Delmay's a
Delmay's a Vata.
Yeah, if you're Vata, I think you can see in the dark.
Yeah, everyone.
Yes.
But the only one who we're trying to see, or
Oh, we're
technically,
trying
Alistair is
to
human.
be nice to Alistair.
Yeah, we're trying to be nice to like everybody else. And your
Yeah.
adept, I don't know what your adept is, you know.
No, you have a bunch of humans.
They can just hold our hands.
It's Alistair. No, he does not have a torch on him because it's Alistair.
Yeah.
Delmay will shout up the stairs, "Bring down a torch if you have one."
You would hear that echoing through the tunnel, Bashard, the passage.
Oh. We're up here.
Yes, I told you to come down. And bring a torch.
Oh, do I have a torch?
You have Hawk. Yes, you have a torch.
I also think that it could be like, this house is full of candles and candlesticks. Just check the alcoves.
Delmy's in the stairwell at the landing, so she's like, just literally bring something. Pick up a lamp.
So
Because
is
like
this...
I took 4 candles out of candlesticks on my way to the study. There is so many. There's light sources.
Yeah, I mean, this bedchamber, does it
Yes.
have a...
You have plenty
I'll
of
grab,
candles
like...
of stick by the minute you say that you want something, and because you're all on this call, including all of the other sovereign members of the envoys, Hawk will grab 2 candlesticks, shove 2 in his pocket, and light one.
Are they astounded by how good we are at our jobs? Because, come on.
Yeah.
No comment.
I think we'd want to try to have we checked the rest of the floor before we go up and down this passageway?
No. Well, yes, you have.
Yeah, I thought after our search, this was the only thing we found.
Yeah, that was the only thing you found. Yep.
Okay.
So Hawk will hand you a lit candle, Vishard, and he will keep one for himself. And then
Thank you. I say with, my glowy wolf eyes.
She asked for a light source. I try to be helpful and accommodating to those who ask for assistance.
Don't let Vashard give you shit.
Wait. The Hawk Adept says that he's accommodating to people who need help.
Yes.
I need someone to help me blow up the chantry.
No, I can't do that. Sorry.
Oh no.
Also, that Hawk sounded
Just
a
a
little
little explosion.
snarky. Just
Be
sounded a
fine.
little snarky. That's all.
Well, Snarky Hawk is best Hawk, so yeah.
It's one of the three
purple.
choices.
I said purple hawk.
But yeah, we're gonna go downstairs. And I'll hand over my candle to Delmay. Here.
Oh, thank you.
So as you've got you both come down and you realize that there's a slight landing in between the two of you. And when you meet, I have a very important question. These passageways, do you leave the doors open?
Well, so this will probably work with my question as well. Is it too wide to let a giant wolf or a giant bear?
No, the bear is not going to fit through the door.
Okay.
It's a 3-foot wide panel in the bedroom that you're popping open.
Okay. So Ragnar is sitting guard at the other entrance.
And looking very
on the second floor.
forlorn.
Also, a little bit of psychic seeing, little perception psychic in this sort of area. Since you mentioned there was a bit of a distortion, so I want to just give a peek.
When did I
Look-see.
mention distortion?
You said that we wouldn't know where it was. There was like a thing in that passageway, like in the doorway to it. So I thought so, but psychic seeing.
You can. I'm going to let you
passageway.
perception psychic. Go ahead. I didn't. If I said that wasn't what I meant. I just.
But that's all right. But nonetheless, some perception psychic seeing see perception of the psychic variety.
Oh, and yeah, after that, Delmay will throw up second sight.
Yeah. 18.
There is not anything psychic that you can feel in or around nearby beyond all of the people that you are currently in communication with, and Fedor and Dimitri. And the
Fedor and Dimitri's not in the call. They're not in the call.
I'm telling you who else you can sense.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond the people that you're talking to, and Fedor and Dimitri, and the 4 servants that Cullen and Vivienne are in charge of.
Okay. And let me do a second sight.
(14). You do not see... I mean, you see the general magics that are up because of the connection, the psychic call connection. You see the general, the faded marks on... Well, once he gets down to you, Vishard, but that's about it. And there's no connection beyond you just see that slight distortion where it was similar to what you saw on Ritzka, but is no longer connected to anything.
Okay.
He is no longer going to become a vampire, but he's still marked by the experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Shall we...
So
proceed
this leads
further.
to my next question. You said you're leaving both of the doors, this passage open?
Mm-hmm.
As you meet in the middle on this landing, you do see that there is another door, but it cannot be opened.
Like, okay, so they came from down, up, we came from down, and you said there's like a middle floor. Where is this other door?
It's in... So you came up to this landing.
Mm-hmm.
They came down to this landing, and there is a doorway facing north from you where you are in this landing.
That cannot be opened.
That cannot be.
So it's like in between the 2 doors.
And so, like, look, there's a panel push open and stairs that lead up, and then across, and then a panel push open and stairs that lead down and across. And on that landing that's going across, there's a door in this passageway, and you can't open it.
And we don't notice any Arcana vibes. And you said there's also a door up to the roof. And then does it go down further to the basement?
It does not go down further.
Okay. Delmay's gonna tell Warrior Buddy to close the door.
Wait. Can we at least check out the roof first?
Oh, okay. Sure. Let's do that.
Just in case,
Okay, Russ, by the way, it's really tight in here for you. You cannot fly.
I'll be perched on Delmay's shoulder.
That'd be really awkward because this is not very high. It is not regulation. This is a half floor, so it's literally just about 7 feet of height.
Do you want to? But Delmay's not super tall.
On Wolfie's.
Doesn't say you can. Oh, I said Delmay's taller than I thought she was. Yeah, you could perch on Whisper.
Yeah, because you're looking at 7 feet of height and just about 3.5, maybe 4 feet of width.
I'll tell you what. I'll just get out of this passage and fly up to the roof and see if you emerge. And where you might do.
I'm just going to tell you that it would be really awkward because you wouldn't have wingtip clearance. I suddenly realized. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so he'll hop out and sort of fly up to the roof and wait on them.
Okay.
All right. The whole carnival awkwardly spins in place and starts marching up the stairs. I think there's just like for everybody. And I think Delmay will pat Vashard on the butt since he's higher on the stairs than her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
I may slow down just a wee bit. Like, I'm not sashaying up the stairs, but I'm not saying I'm not.
Yeah, no. You gotta appreciate the views when you get them. And Delmay is.
Statement. True
Yep.
statement. But you, so, just so so, Vishard, are you leading or?
Well, that's what I wanted to know. Unless Delme wants to go first, which I don't think so because cakes. So I think I'll go first.
Okay. So, I'll just put Alistair at the back.
Yeah.
Alistair's at the back, Bashard's at the front, Delme, Hawk, Dimitri, somewhere in there.
Yeah. That works.
You make your way,
And Asen and Whisper.
and
in
Asen
there.
and Whisper, and the stairs up are tight little spiral, but this is not the same kind of half floor that you got in the middle. In the other one, it's a little bit more. Did you realize, Delme, roll me an intelligence lore of, what lores do you have?
I have cultural and arcana.
Neither of those are really right. We could work with cultural lore. We could do cultural lore here. Use that for your understanding of the city. 17 will work here. So you realize that the going up from the second floor, in this passage, when you get to the actual second floor where Vishard started, and go up, it's longer than it should be height-wise for the building. But then you think about how that was actually intentional, so it doesn't look out of proportion from the street, so that they could hide this
The secret floor.
The secret floor. That was so the building is proportional from the street, but inside the proportions are varying to allow for this extra space.
That makes sense.
And it was brilliantly done. You have heard of these kind of buildings before, usually spaces where because Aldous was the original capital and all of these things, these were various houses and various tidy holes of people who were working against in the rebellions, or the various, for lack of a better term, consider them like priests' holes in England.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for people to be safe when they're being pursued, or when they're mounting rebellion or something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Makes sense.
And so as you make your way all the way up to the top, there's a small garret, not even like a real attic, but just like a small garret, like breatheway space between the rafters and the roof, and then there's a small trapdoor that leads out onto the roof.
Okay. Bashard, are we going out?
Yeah.
Do we see Russ?
You said there was the trapdoor's closed, right?
The doors that you guys came in?
No. Didn't you just say that there was a small trapdoor?
Yeah, a small trapdoor to lead out onto the...
That's what we come out of.
Yeah, that's what
at the top of the stairs.
Okay. Yeah, but have we come out of it yet?
That's what she's asking, if you want to go.
Oh, that's what I was asking, if you did come out yet.
So I want to take a look because, secret passages, liches, all that shit. I want to make sure it's not trapped.
Would I trap the trapdoor?
Yes.
Well, anyone who wants to be left alone would trap the trapdoor. You, dear Job, would also trap a coffin at the bottom of a river, so...
I didn't do that. Alzor did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's Raoul gonna do? That's the question.
So go ahead and roll it then. Perception seeing.
What do you roll? Okay. Oh, eyeballs.
Would that be?
I'm gonna look at Ritka just snoozelating over there.
It would be either search or seeing, your choice.
Hey, Ritka, are you in
well,
this psychic call?
Yeah, trying to have a nice little nap, but
And it's not working. Because the minute you go to sleep, you drop this psychic call.
Okay, she's just laying there with her eyes closed then. Just
There
resting.
is,
She might drop off. She doesn't know. She's trying not to.
Delmay's giving you very interesting history about architecture.
It's not helping.
by the way, it's not a private call. Just letting you know.
Yeah, but it's like an audiobook.
It's like an audio tour as you go through the house with the whole song.
Oh my god, yes! And over here, on this floor, you will see a secret landing. Now, from the outside, it doesn't seem to make sense as to how an entire space could be here. But you see, that was and blah blah
Insert
blah blah blah.
overly pretentious female French voice here, commenting about how you can't keep your mouth shut and we're really truly unprofessional. As Vivienne makes a comment.
Oh, Vivienne. Oh, Vivienne.
Oh my god, Vivienne, like, get out of my call.
We have all felt that way at some point.
Yep. That's why she never went anywhere. She just sits at the base. I'm like, why did I even bring you here? You're just eating our food.
Yeah, you do nothing. But
Vivienne is voiced by Indira Varma, I love her. That's all.
that's fine. I can love the
Yeah.
actress. I can still hate
Yep.
Vivienne.
Mm-hmm.
But as you with that 12 perception.
12.
Sorry, 12.
Yeah.
Slid the 3 from below up. With the 12 perception, there is not any visible traps. There's any visible trigger mechanisms. It's locked from the inside. But nothing for you. Delmay, if you still have second sight up.
Yes, I was holding that up.
Yeah, if you
Since I
still
don't
have
have
second
anything
sight
else
up, you can see a very small runic etching, but it wouldn't do anything if the door was opened from this side.
Okay.
It's
Delmay will
more
point
like
out the rune.
It's more like there's a rune if you open the door from the other side
Mhm.
without.
This keeps people out, not in. So we should be okay. Yeah, and Delmay will she'll tell Vashar to go ahead and open it.
It's a little heavy and it takes a minute. You realize because Russ, when the door, you will see it kind of pop up, and it's the pitch of the roof just kind of pops to the side fully, and you realize that they had whoever had done this had done a fabulous job integrating it so that the full tile, the curved rolled tile roof, it was like a 4x5 piece of roof section moves. And so you're lifting those rolled terracotta roof tiles in a 4x5 section. It's gonna be heavy as fuck. But Vashard can do it. Should you just roll Constitution Stamina, or Strength Might?
Yeah.
Roll Strength Might just so we see how this looks when you do this. You'll be able to do it, it's just how much effort you have to put into it.
Roller. Fantastic.
Have to put a lot of effort. By the way, I got 3 3s and 3 2s in a row.
If it helps, Delmay's still impressed.
But that just means
it's
theoretically my next check is 3 1s. So I'm not rolling the rest of the night.
Well, you want to roll on something really inane and get it over with.
Do it on like romance or something. Come on. How flirty are you when you muscle?
No, why would I waste a bad roll on romance?
For the lulz.
It does you go to push it open, and it's one of those from this side, it just looks like a wooden hatch, and so you're expecting much less resistance, and when you go to push it, you feel that resistance and you have to take a second to reset yourself and put more weight into it. But it doesn't look bad. It's just that, oh wait, there's an entire section of roofing tile on top of my arm.
Yeah, we get some good Delma gets probably some good bicep flex situation. Yep. And she wishes she could tell Ritka something privately, but she can't. Oh.
But yes, Russ, the door, the roof section pops up, and there they are.
Yeah, good. All right.
I think the interesting stuff is on that middle floor.
Probably. I assume there's some sort of, what would you call it? A mechanical trick.
Mm-hmm. Let's try to close all the other entrances to the stairwell and see if that helps.
I'll keep myself up here on the roof.
You don't want to just come
It's
sit on Whisper?
Kind of tight in there.
I know. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. We'll keep you updated.
All right.
With on the call. And then Delme will turn around on the stairwell. And they start heading down.
I love how you have the hatch open. You could go up onto the roof and let people turn around that way.
But this is funnier.
This is true. I'm all here for it.
I just love the idea of like Bashard being at the top, being like, "Okay, everybody, turn around. We're going back down." Everybody just turns.
All right.
So, are you...
Who's at the very bottom of the line?
Alistair.
Delme will ask if he can go close the, go down and close
the first floor
door.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we can close the other one, the one on the second floor, on the way down.
Okay, so Alistair will go all the way down. Now here's the question. Do you want him to close it from the inside or from the outside? Do you want him to stay with you guys, or do you want him to leave the group and...
I think inside.
Okay.
Close this.
So he'll go down and...
You need people on the outside. There's me and Fedor, so...
Well, that's to say, we have people on this call, so we're okay.
No, I'm just asking for pure logistics.
Yeah.
What you wanted.
So he'll stay with us, yeah.
Okay, so he'll go down and close the door, and then he will ask you if you want him to stay down at the bottom of the stairs next to the door, or you want him to come back up with you guys.
Delme will look at Bashard and say, maybe we keep him there until we have access to this secret floor?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what will be conveyed over the call.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay down there until we call you up.
Mm-hmm.
And then this whole ragtag band of folks go down the stairs and close the second floor door and then go to the secret floor and are really cramped on the landing. Is there any change?
It's really cramped on the landing. Roll, ooh, hey, Delme.
Oh no.
You learned some things. You got a special skill from your, you got a couple focuses from your solo episode, I believe.
I did.
What were they?
Sleight of hand and something else. I have it in my notes. Is the sleight of hand the one we want, or we want the other one?
You could use sleight of hand here. We'll let you use sleight of hand here as general thievery knowledge.
Yeah, I'll find it. Flashback. Here we go.
Russ can lock.
Oh, you said add dex, sleight of hand, or stealth.
Yes.
So I added sleight of hand.
Okay. So yeah. We'll work with sleight of hand then.
You will. I have a dex of 0, so that's great.
That's mathematically not possible. Hold on. 6, 7, 6. You get a 6.
Yeah. I'm not tired.
Well, no, it's you 6, 8. You have an 8 because it didn't add your focus either.
Oh, that's weird. But I am fatigued.
Yes. You also have 3 conviction points from chat.
I do have 3 conviction points. I will use one because missed we. All right. I don't know why I didn't add my focus. It is in there. All right, I'm try that again.
And
the same roll.
Same roll. In reverse. Just with different amount of skill points. And it still has the same bad measure. So 6, 7, it's 6.
Whisper has stealth.
Yeah, but it's about unlocking the door. It's not.
Oh, yeah, fair.
With an 8, you can tell that closing the 2 doors to the other, the other 2 doors to this passage was half of what you need to do to unlock it. But there's still something else missing.
Oh.
Russ can lockpick, but he can't. This place is too tight.
So Delme will share this on the call. We've got some of it. Do we need to close the 2 doors and open the roof? Fashar, do you want to, since you're closest to the roof, do you want to go back up there and open it?
You try just kicking the door down? Just throwing it out there.
That may be where we end up, but we can try this the brain way. Let's make Cecilia proud, or attempt to.
It's the Kernish way of opening doors. It's the I'm sorry, the Kernish Knight of the Skull way of opening doors. I'm sure Dimitri is looking like we could just kick this door open, but he's not saying anything because he's being polite. But I'm sure that's what he's thinking as he's with y'all.
So yeah, I'm gonna start by going back upstairs and playing with the trapdoor.
You open the trapdoor.
Does anything happen at the secret floor with the door there?
Nope, nothing happens.
That wasn't it. I don't know.
Well, we can try Ritka's version. Yeah.
Delmay will back up off the door and say who wants to commit violence against the secret floor door.
Dimitri is there with his candlestick and taking it like a batter to the door.
Oh.
You asked him to commit violence on the door.
That's fair. Delmay really meant somebody with an actual weapon, because we have actual warriors with us with weapons.
No, you don't want to break the weapon on the door. This is what this is for. It's marble, it's sturdy, it's heavy, I don't care if I nick it or anything. And I don't have any of my weapons.
Hold on. I have a new thing. I would like to use the new thing.
Okay.
I would like to use enhancement on Dimitri.
Okay.
Enhancement.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I do have it in healing, so Dimitri will be fine. It is not wild arcane when I'm doing it for him.
Thank you. Dimitri thanks you. Fedor thanks you.
I'm enhancing his, I can do strength or dex or both.
I think if you want him to open this door, it would be strength. I mean, if you want him to break down the door, it would be strength.
What is the test for enhancement? I don't know what it is, if it's different.
You have to beat an 11.
Oh, what is the test if I'm doing it to somebody else?
It's the same roll. It's the spell. You just roll the spell.
It's willpower.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't have willpower. I guess willpower healing. I have intelligence healings. Do I get a focus bonus for this or not?
You have the focus. Yeah,
question.
you do. You
okay.
do.
Okay. That was the main question I had, because I did take intelligence healing at this level.
You have the focus. It's just yeah, you're fine. So you can give him.
Test result was
17.
Test result was 17. Yeah, he gets +3. So I'll give him 2 to strength and 1 to dex.
Cool. So 2
so he can jump back if something goes wrong.
Which strength? That's his strength.
And everybody who's one of my allies always gets an extra stunt point whenever they generate.
Well,
stunt
he
points.
rolled a 13. Obviously, he rolled
You're
a 13.
not inside of me. Never mind.
Yeah.
It lasts for 10 rounds.
It does. So that's the first strike, and you can kind of hear it reverb against the door.
You want to do a lighter strike the first time to hear what's going on
Yeah.
anyway, to hear.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to like strike and then explode.
Precisely. Yeah.
And it's like he nods. And he will pull back as much as he can, and he kind of like gestures Hawk a little ways away because Hawk was kind of standing directly behind him. And swings again at the door for another 13.
Dimitri. Buddy.
I'm seeing a lot
Prax
of
is rolling
repetitive
for
rolls.
you. I don't understand.
I'm sure this won't have any problems for you guys whatsoever. But you hear a crack the second time.
Are you going to? Are you doing brute force? Not the. You're not doing details like. I'm sure. Oh, okay.
Hold up. Hold, please. I heard it crack, and now I'm going to hit it again, and then possibly put my shoulder out doing so. But there we go. And like you hear, like the first one you heard the little reverb, the second one you heard the crack, and the third he kind of switches it up and turns and strikes in the opposite direction, and you just see the hinges shatter inward on the other side. He goes, I was hitting the lock, I should have been hitting the hinges, I'm sorry.
Hey, we got there.
But
Good job.
after you.
Yes, you'll be a little strong for a little bit longer, but unfortunately that will fade. I'm sorry.
We'll have to talk about an opportunity for doing this later, because I just had thoughts. Some really good thoughts.
All right. That sounds like a conversation I cannot wait to have.
Have you thought about... Look, I'm just going to say...
Yes. The answer is yes. Haven't put it in practice, but I have thought about it.
This is probably happening out loud, not in the psychic call.
Yes,
Dimitri's not in the
100%.
psychic
Because
call.
Dimitri's
not in
the
it.
psychic call. He's out loud. But Hawk is kind of staring at him going, really? And then you just see him go, like, he started at the really, this is... And then he gets into the contemplative look.
Because Delmay's like, really? Because you haven't thought about it? Like,
No, I just
really?
I didn't know about the spell, because now I've got some other thoughts. And then he kind of side glances at Vashard. It's like, there could be a lot of fun to be had here.
What I'm saying. That's why I've had this thought. All right, let's go inside then, eh?
Just so you know, I have a spell that allows me complete control over every nerve ending of my body.
Have you shared this information with parties who would benefit from knowing about it?
I only got it after the orgy episode.
Okay. Well, a surprise for next
the
time.
Orgy may have awakened something, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, Delmay's ability to enhance people who are not herself is also a new thing. So there's skills to try for next. This is how life should be. You always keep learning. You always keep acquiring things.
Are we going into like performance enhancing magic
Yes.
for sexual relation purposes?
110%.
We can enhance strength and or dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
And if Delmay does it on herself, wild arcane can occur. I cannot wait to see how that goes.
And I think this is the moment where we're going to take the break for the evening. As the door is open. And we will see what happens next. Have yourself
take us
stretch,
anywhere.
all of these good things, and we'll see you when we get back, everybody. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. We are back. We return. There's a door. It's been knocked off its hinges and is falling into a room.
Mhm.
It's dark, but you can see that it is a relatively... And Delme, with your general understanding of space, it's about the same size as the room, like the study room, or that's above you.
Okay.
It's not as tall.
It's not as tall, but that's its other dimensions.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, width and width and depth wise.
Did you still say it's 7 feet tall?
It's just under 7 feet tall.
Okay, so we're uncomfortably close to the ceiling, but we're not actually brushing our heads against it.
Yes, you're uncomfortably close, but there is clearance. Unless, of course, somebody is over like, you know, Sten isn't here, you're fine.
Yeah, Delmay's 5'11", so she's okay.
Russ is 3'2", but he's got some wingspan.
Yeah, the wingspan would be the bigger problem.
Actually, how tall is Vishard? Oh, wow. Vishard is 5'1". No, I'm kidding. Vishard is 5'9".
Howdy.
I'd honor
how tall is
my short
Delme?
Bishard. I'd be into it.
5'11".
I think Gritka's
Honestly-
right between the two at like 5'10". She's pretty tall.
I think it was my is when I discovered Wolverine's height when I was younger that I realized that you can be a cool person and be under 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't Wolverine in the comics like 5'3"?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like
I am
he's
taller
small.
than Wolverine!
I'm still shorter than Wolverine, but you know,
I'm
He's
taller
awesome.
than Wolverine.
I'm taller than Wolverine.
I get little things. But,
Yeah, he's 5'3", but 300 pounds, which is like
it's all
He's thick.
adamantine. It's all...
Arrgh.
it's like the old song, you know, Mr. 5x5.
that too.
But so this room is again like about 10 feet wide. As the door opens, it's about 10 feet wide and about 15 feet deep. You can see inside just from the doorway 2 tables and 2 chairs, both along. You know, so there's 2 long, you know, 6 foot tables, about at the halfway point of the room, facing each other. Along each of the side walls, and then 2 chairs behind each, you know, a chair behind each of the tables. A number of books and papers spread out across the top of these, you know, tables. A candelabra with 6 candles to the left of the door, and a small fireplace, cold and not lit, against the far wall. Delme, based on, you know, your earlier cultural lore and your understanding of the general makeup of the house, it tapped into the flue that already existed for them, the study and the bedroom above. So it's just using that same, you know, chimney.
Is her second sight showing anything? Being like rigged or?
Nope, there's nothing rigged here.
Okay. I think Delme will use one of the candles to light the candelabra. Just increase the light here and turn to Vishard and just ask, should we pull the things out of here and have them examined?
I would want to make sure that this room is completely safe and that we can move things from here without tripping an alarm or triggering some sort of curse or trap or is there a out of game is we can't really second sight magical auras, can we?
I was like, is there phylactery in here?
You can. It's one of the second sight options.
You can second sight that, and you've done that before with, you know, and that's how you've tracked that connection between Lady Talus and Vishard. There isn't any. Delme still has it up. There's nothing that she is seeing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and anyway, I just realized I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, so I don't see like obvious magic phylactery.
No, there's nothing
Okay,
that looks like a
then-
phylactery in here.
Looking at the books, can I take a look at the books really quickly?
Mm-hmm.
Just to see, are they as naughty as I think they are?
Some of them are history.
Uh-huh.
Some of them are some of them are regular interesting treatises on arcana. There are a couple very interesting texts on some understanding, general introductory, not really introductory, but complex sorcery. Hawk is also taking a look at some of these and is like, perhaps don't with like these unless you have a thing about like melting skin or, a really bad day, not these. And like he gestures like 3 books on the left-hand table.
Question. Are books at the library marked as belonging to the library?
Once they're part of the library, yes.
Okay. Do any of the books here look like they might be taken from the library?
Overdue.
Oh,
Well, the library's missing books.
hey,
No, they do not.
Mm.
those library finds.
There is also a heavy layer of dust in here.
Mm.
There's been disturbance recently, but there's a lot of dust that looks like it hasn't been cleaned in a while, and then the disturbance is recent.
Okay. Yeah.
But it doesn't look like these are from the library now.
Okay. I mean, if they're not from the library, I'm sure the finest will want their people to come look at this and bag and tag it, for lack of a better word.
Yep. Hawk is already starting to has pulled out a small notebook and is making small notes about things, about where to put things and who's got what and all of those things.
Are there any notebooks or
no
things that look like they might belong to Raoul?
No, and most of the sheets of paper in here are unwritten on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm more interested in his actual writings, if they might give a hint about his phylactery or something. But if there isn't anything that isn't a bound book, then I mean, all Delmy can really do is second sight. So,
Did you see anything that might indicate where he'd like to travel for summer holidays in his bedroom? Like, do they have like a second estate somewhere or something like that?
That he would probably have gone to, and
not in this room, but was there another study?
There was his bedroom.
It was his bedroom, I guess.
Which
Yeah,
is
Bashard was
where
up
the
there.
second floor entrance to the passage.
It was, okay.
And also that secret compartment that I don't think Bashard went into just yet.
no, we haven't checked the compartment yet. But also, we could just ask Cecilia if
He's going to be
if her
sleeping for a
family-
couple of days. She needs a lot of rest.
Yeah.
But also,
Let's go look at the secret compartment.
Oh,
Yeah?
what else is in there in that room? Is there like a bed or what? I can't.
No, yeah. A bookshelf? A desk? Nothing?
These 2 tables, these 2 chairs.
That's it.
And
2
the
tables and 2
fireplace.
chairs. That's it.
All right. Nothing else?
Not that I've been able to see with my second sight.
Just sniff around in there.
Now ask Hawk, since Hawk was looking at those books and I'm assuming, you know, it was like, don't touch these level. I'll ask if Hawk picks up anything else besides what we're looking at.
Nope.
Okay. So, I mean, an interesting find for the five finest, but not helpful to our current predicament.
Right. But, you said that it was, can you look at the mechanism, see if you could figure out how it opened now that you're on the inside?
I'm going to look at Hawk, because Delmy doesn't do mechanics. What are you talking about? I choked myself by laughing.
It's fair.
Hawk just shakes his head. Alice, no. Yeah, Alistair is still at the bottom of the stairs, and Dimitri's like, I think I broke it. It doesn't matter anymore, we know, you know.
Yeah, it's done now.
Well, all right. I will stay here until you get out of that passageway.
Yeah, why don't you meet us in Raoul's room?
Yeah, can do. I'll fly through the atrium, you know, the middle air section, and just see how everyone's doing, but meet you in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna fly.
Yep, Delmy will eventually head up that way. She's bored with this room. It's a bunch of books. That she can't touch it.
So you're gonna go to where? The second floor, Raoul's bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You enter Raoul's bedroom. You can either go through the passage or go down and come back around through the main stairs. But this here, this compartment, northeast wall dividing the dressing room and the tub. Hot tub. You see it's like a smaller panel that again you think has another pressure plate on it.
I will, now having seen that there was a rune on the roof one, Delmy will, if her second sight's still up, use that or else cast again.
I think by this point you have to cast it again.
Okay. So
Is it just? I think you just have to spend the action to maintain, right? Just keep concentration.
Yeah,
yes. Okay.
Oh, okay. There's no fatigue on it, so
Yeah.
time varies, I guess.
But you can look. There's no cursed rune. There's no rune traps or anything on this one.
Okay.
Ritka,
Yes.
you are trying to rest.
Yes.
They're
Trying.
distracting you.
Keyword.
We keep
Yes.
talking to you.
Yeah.
Can you roll me awareness? Or perception,
kind of-
perception, hearing?
Oh, I don't have earballs, just eyeballs. So
Just
Let's see
regular
how this
perception
goes.
then.
11. Not terrible, actually.
Fedor has kind of passed out, you know, done that, trying to stay awake but didn't, and you can just hear him talking in his sleep.
Saying in his sleep.
Um,
Because I'm right next to him. We were having
yeah,
a
you're
good
right
like
next to him.
platonic cuddle.
You were having platonic cuddle time. Comforting platonic cuddle time.
Yes.
And it's a little disorienting at first. You can't quite take out what it is. Then you realize he's having a nightmare. And It's odd because he keeps mentioning... He keeps using the formal title for the Lich King.
Oh, I'm gonna try to wake him up.
How? How would you like
Save
to try
him
and
from
wake
that
him up?
nightmare. Well, first we'll try the polite, like, Fedor. Shake, shake. Like, she's like, oh, and I'm up. Shake, Fedor. If that doesn't work,
No.
I have to decide if I want to go the Yanto or the Brenna route. Of shaking people out of something. Snapping people.
Flip a coin if you want.
So it's gonna be a slap or smooch. Perhaps both if one does not work.
And we tag teamed it. It worked out
we
last
did,
time.
but that was two of us. There's just one of me this time.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna
that's
like smooch to the slap. If the smooch works, that'd be really rude. I think she will. Oh gosh, she will try a little more insistently. She'll sit up and like pull him up a bit. So like maybe like, hey, if we move you more, will you wake up? And then like, Fedor. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. And I think she'll try the Yanto route first, which would be a big old smooch to try to be like, surprise, wake up. And if that doesn't work, he's gonna get a slap.
Well, do you have communication romance?
I do have communication romance.
I think this is a communication romance.
Okay.
Communication,
It's
please.
1 with 6 stunt points.
Damn! Kiss the heck out of him.
I did.
You did. Well, I mean, is this the first time no, this is not the first time you've kissed Dimitri.
Not the first time I've smooched Dimitri.
Or Fedor, excuse me. Fedor.
That's right.
It's also
or
not the
Fedor.
first time you've
It's-
smooched either of them.
She was a very convenient third wheel to relations
yes.
between all of them.
A very convenient
Because if
third
it's
wheel.
just debauchery, it's fine,
But the relationship was not gonna be okay. But the debauchery
Yeah.
was.
But debauchery with someone who has been, between two people or who are rumored to be engaged or get engaged, and Dimitri, it's whatever. So, but I feel like this is the first smooch since before she left Kern, or since after she left Kern. So, because those two went off and had their own great time.
It takes a moment before he wakes up, but then it's also the instant response of someone who you've had this kind of relationship with before.
Yep.
Before he kisses you back and then stops, as he's like, that moment of like, he's out of the dream, and then he's kissing you back, and then he's actually awake to realize, wait, we don't do this anymore.
I mean, we don't have to. Are you all right? You seem to be having a nightmare that I could not easily wake you from.
I heard his voice.
I heard you with the honorifics, and I thought that might not be great. You were talking in your sleep, so I thought I would wake you, and it was this or a slap. So I think you really got off on the
It was
good side here.
It was a dream. He was there. It was a presentation.
Formal dance event.
Yes.
She'll describe the ballroom scene.
Yes, and your Bishard, he turned away from.
Mm-hmm. I do not think it was just a dream. I'm sorry.
And
Would you like me to message Diamond? Would you like me to message them to send up Dimitri?
That's not bother him. He's a little frustrated right now.
Understandably so. Are you alright?
I was better until you mentioned before we were apparently dreaming the same thing.
Well, it seems to be going around. So,
So is this the future, past, or...
I think it's a future that they want. To try to... Or a temptation to try to lure us back.
So should we be happy that we're rating a relatively pleasant future where we're alive?
Nope, being alive is a bonus unless it is just an attempted trap to lure us in so that they can kill us. Either way, it's not a trap in which we are murdered in our subconsciousness, so it's it could be worse.
Yeah, it could definitely be worse.
Getting used to this comforting thing. I feel like it will be okay. It could be worse, and if anything, at least we're all in it together.
You've gotten very used to the platitude.
I've had 5 years to adjust. You'll get used to them too.
I'm going to try and get some more sleep because I still feel like I've those in my entire everything.
Do we need to do some more post-torment protocol?
No, I'm beyond that point. Now
All right.
it is sleep.
Just sleep it off. Well, I will be here, and if you have any more weird nightmares in which you're talking to yourself, to the Lich King, I will try and wake you again.
Thank you. You are very dear.
Likewise.
And he will literally just kind of like collapse backwards on the
And
bed.
ka-thunk.
Yeah.
He's like, do I want to say this over the group chat? I'll just wait. She's like, I'll just wait. I don't. They're doing other busy, important things. I'll just tell them when they come back. It'll be fine.
So who is investigating this secret compartment?
I think we're all in the room.
You're all in the room
then
where it
after-
happens?
Yeah, and then once that happens, I think we have to have Team Fighter, the Shard, go down and hit that basement while the rest of us go hang out with the witnesses.
So who's going to try and open this secret compartment?
What's it look like?
It looks like a slightly off panel on the paneling where Trey cut paneling.
Yeah, I'm sitting on Delmay's shoulder.
Delme is going to try to.
Can you just push it open?
Well, she was going to try to push it open with magic first.
Oh.
She was going to just try to pick up anything random and like push on the pressure panel just to see if it goes floaty. Manipulate objects from a distance. I guess if she could just press the panel with manipulate object, right? Like if she just lands on the panel, or should she pick up like a candlestick and use that to press?
If you'll have I will tell you, you'll have a higher DV to manipulate it without a physical object.
Okay, so she'll just let's just do 14 on
Yep, and you need to roll the fatigue.
Yes.
You have 4 stunt pace 5, so you can actually just make that a 19 if you like.
Oh. Yes.
Or 4, so you can make it an 18.
Yeah, you're fine. You have no more fatigue, and You can roll. You pick up what? A book or a candlestick?
Yeah, like a book or candlestick or something just from around and just press with that, the pressure plate.
Dimitri has shifted stance, so he's batter up again with the marble candlestick, like he's offering to break the panel again. And as you push it with one of the other candlesticks, it pops for a minute and then will pop open, like, and you can see that you needed some sort of additional weight rather than just, and the touch of magic actually did help you.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna look to see what's in it.
There is.
Zelma and Russ are just like,
There is two books, and a number of sheafs of paper.
They got the secret passage open, the secret compartment open. There's some books and sheets of paper.
All right, let's get them out.
And that's, of course, for the people who are not in the room specifically.
Yes. Delmay will also call Hawk over to come look at these books and these sheets of paper and just shift through them really quickly to see what's.
You can go ahead and roll Arcana Lore.
Arcana Lore. 1 second, I can certainly do that. 13.
You can look, and one of these is very obvious, is like a personal grimoire, personal spellbook. But it's beyond your understanding.
That's fair.
It's the sigils, the explanations, the mechanics of the magic is just. It's like seeing somebody's PhD paper when you're an undergrad and be like,
yeah, I don't know what these words are.
It's like, I know that this has something to do generally with magic, and I can recognize that and recognize that the person who did this is a brilliant mind. But I cannot follow along this. You could, and Hawk is also of the, this is beyond me. That's why I have friends in high places who can, we have people that can do this kind of thing.
Yes. What's the other book?
The other is older, much older. It's a book of tales, and it's also, flipping through, there's also a bunch of diagrams in that as well. Stories, history, and you realize it's an oral kind of history.
Yeah, Delmay's interested in that one, both for herself and for the library, so she wants to hold on to that one. And look at the sheafs of paper. What are the papers about?
The papers are personal notes. And again, using that 13 Arcana, it's like, this is notes about sorcery. I don't know what they were doing, kind of thing.
Yeah. No convenient diagrams of a phylactery anywhere.
Nope.
Damn it.
So, we got some people who know something about sorcery from their time in, So, Ritka.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to check out this book, these notes?
I can
You're trained in
do
that sort of thing, right?
Why don't you have
we
me
can
and
bring them down to
Dimitri
you.
swap if you want me to come down, or you can bring them up here.
Yeah, we'll just come to you.
Yeah, you're just right over there. You're just like,
I don't want to leave Fedora alone right now.
All right. I mean, I feel like the buddy system's smart.
All right.
We can
and I
bring
think
them over.
we're done here, based on what Bashard and Co found the first time. So
wait. Just lean in a little bit. Just take me over there. Thank you. Because I'm like sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah.
I just want to do a search to make sure that we didn't miss anything inside of the secret compartment.
Is Russ doing the whole upside down head
Yep.
thing to look at the top? Oh, cute.
17.
There's nothing further in this secret compartment.
Nope. All right.
Okay.
I'm just still perched right there.
Yeah. And Delmy will walk over with some of the books and the notes to Ritka.
Down this, you come back out of Raoul's bedroom and down the colonnade balcony around the courtyard to the 2 guest rooms where Ritka and Fedor are. At this point, Hawk and Alistair will go and join Cullen and Vivienne with the household staff.
Mm-hmm.
You are still in communication with Hawk, Cullen, Vivienne, Alistair.
Yeah. Do we want to, and Delmy will ask this out loud, do we want them to start asking questions and then just flag anyone they think seems shifty about it?
I don't see why not. I mean, they're very competent.
Yeah. Just help
3 out of
save
4
some
are
time.
competent.
Okay, well then, Lashard, what do you think? You're the senior envoy.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
Muted, though.
You're muted, senior envoy.
That's even worse. Sorry. What is it you needed me for?
I asked if you were okay with the 4 other finest starting the questioning of the staff, and that way we can come in when there's something
Oh, please.
that they
yes.
flagged or something.
I am not the best person. Well, unless you Delmay didn't want to.
I think we can have them ask the initial questions and then we can ask certain people further, right? Because they want to question the whole staff. That's going to take a while.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm all for that.
But I was saying that you should probably be the one giving the order. One of you
Yeah.
two.
Oh, no, that's actually him. He's in charge of the unit.
Yeah,
I'm an attaché.
but I'm not in charge of them.
Sort of in
Unless
charge of
they've
the
been
operation.
I feel like they've been
assigned-
assigned
Okay,
to
they've
us
been,
here.
yeah, okay. Well then, Vivian, Cullen, Alistair, Josephine,
Hawk.
Hawk.
Hawk. Nah, my bad. I need all 4 of you to start questioning the staff and anyone who was in this villa when we first came in. They should all be rounded in that room
Well,
The
they're
patio.
all here. They've
on the
been-
patio.
Mm-hmm.
The you know that they're all that Cullen and Vivienne found all of the household staff, so everyone's been waiting for you there.
Then go and ask them anything that, first of all, how long they've been working here, how long they've known Raoul and Cecilia,
Mm-hmm.
and if they can recount anything that they've seen, heard in the last few days. Avoid mentioning that Raoul was here and a lich. I mean, they probably heard us fight,
I would hope so.
but they probably did not know that Raoul was back as a lich. Or I'm hoping if they do, that we might be able to catch them in their own lies.
Understood.
Alrighty. And we're giving Ritka the books up here in the meantime.
Yep.
The sorcery books.
To give us her professional sorceress opinion.
Mhm.
And those sheets of paper. I don't know what's on them.
And the sheets of paper, yes. I looked at Delmy did look at them. And Delpe will say, like, these are way beyond anything I've ever studied. And
Is the book and are the sheafs of paper and the book both the same thing? His like sort of research notes.
The book is definitely like his personal grimoire. The sheafs of paper are more are notes of some sort, but Delme is not able to decipher.
Yeah. And while Ritka is going through them, I think Delme will like sit at the foot of the bed and peer through the Tales book. Just to see what's going on in there and why somebody might save this in a secret compartment with something so valuable as a personal grimoire.
Smart idea.
But yeah, that's just mostly like while Ritka is going through the actual important stuff. Delme is just going to poke around the other one.
And I think Russ will probably, seeing that they've got this going on, is going to just fly down to where all the people are and just kind of perch there. Wait, perch.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to hand the book to Ritka. Ritka,
Yes.
roll that sorcery lore.
I was going to ask if I could have Dimitri look over it with me so we could like cross-reference each other and he can help me out.
Yes, he can help you.
Yay!
Dimitri was always better at sorcery than Fedor.
He was. I think I'm gonna re-roll
You still
that,
have
though.
2 conviction from chat.
Use it.
Okay, I'll use one. I'll re-roll that because that's pretty poor. I'm not great, but that's pretty poor. 11 plus whatever Dimitri's
2.
help is.
So 13.
So 13? 13's not bad.
13's not bad. 13's actually really good in this system. With a 13, you can recognize general portions of it. Again, you're both not adepts, right?
No,
You
we've hunted a lot of adepts.
You have hunted a lot of adepts, and you have a general understanding of sorcery, which helps you that Delme doesn't have.
Oh, I think my thing only comes when I'm fighting adepts. But yeah.
Yeah, only when it's fighting. Well, no, if you're tracking them too.
Don't fight me.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
I'm your friend.
Layer specialty. I'm looking if I have it here. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's fighting mostly.
Actively fighting them, or if you're tracking them down, but I don't think it's
Fighting or defending and tracking. Yeah. So not
Is tracking a lich or tracking an adept?
But you don't know that this is about a lich.
Yeah.
Oh no. I just
looking
meant
through.
like in the future when we're trying to track Raoul. Is Raoul an adept?
I would say no. I would say he's a lich.
He's moved beyond adept.
It's like, is lich his race or his class?
Both.
In D&D Basic, they're the same thing.
Fair. I was just listen. I'm pulling at straws here, y'all.
Yeah, like just like I was like
straws.
maybe my Slayer specialist. No, will not help me here. So 13.
So with a 13, a lot of this is like the grimoire is personal spells, personal understanding, but it's also not. And there's sorcery in it, but there's also a lot of things that are not sorcery.
Interesting.
That are integrally that are combined in unique and interesting ways. It's
Okay.
arcana that's being twisted or sorcery that's being repurposed kind of thing.
Experimental arcana / sorcery.
Yeah.
Who fancies himself an inventor.
Interesting.
And as you read through, you realize that there are a number of historical, like, references in here.
He's also he's trying to replicate things from history.
Yes, he is. And he did.
Anything in particular?
There are a couple references to the Empress.
Okay. Interesting.
and her immortality.
Mm.
Okay.
But it's also how much? Well, that's technically not Alden history, although it is. It's Old Empire history. So, Ritka, how much Old Empire history do you have?
Gosh, when it was Old Empire was like how many hundreds of years ago?
800.
800 is what I have in my notes for
800
Empress.
Okay. 800 years. I was gonna say because she's pretty old.
But
So
it's
She's not that
but
old,
it's-
is she?
how long ago it was?
Yeah, it's 800. No, it's 800 years ago. You wouldn't have been alive for this, but it's the question of you wouldn't necessarily have studied Alden history, but you may have studied the Empire history.
Empire. That's probably more accurate because the Empire is no longer functioning, and they don't want us to learn about Alden particularly much. So she probably
And
did learn some old
and
Empire history.
The fall of the Empire gives rise to the Sorcerer Kings and to the Lich
Yes.
King. Is
So yeah, she actually probably would they probably skip over Aldous, except like, and it was terrible. Ugh.
Mhm.
And but there's like the Empire, and then Sorcerer Kings and
so
the
yeah.
Lich King
So
and blah blah blah. So yeah, she actually probably would know some.
So then you would know about the Empire of Thorns, Delsha the Dark,
Yeah, these sounds like Kernish textbook things.
Mhm.
Empire of Thorns, Delsha the Dark.
Yeah, the execution of the Council of the Wise, the creation of the Empire of Thorn, the massacre of a massive number of Raiden and Batazin.
Yep.
And the beginnings of the Dark Fiends hunting, Delsha making agreements with Dark Fiends and all of these things. And that she reigned for a very long time and lived for a very long time. And like there were rumors that her immortality was not through lichdom.
Ooh, interesting.
Like there was a physical as a mortal, she lived longer than she was supposed to. There was, she was eventually killed, and
She had a secret, and this dude's trying to find out what that was.
You also
Was
find
the secret corruption.
Delsha's secret wasn't corruption. Corruption wasn't a secret for her. She was a massive sorceress who murdered a shit ton of people.
Was her
No, I
secret
mean-
like lingerie? And like, because I feel like that's
Well, I mean, I did see Delsha's secret as a store when we were passing by.
yeah. I
So
just feel
I
like, yeah.
think
Nah,
it's not
that's-
lingerie.
No. And you can see earlier in the grimoire there are references much earlier to the combinations of things and circles, the very beginning of this grimoire that talk about healing, repurpose, and transfer of energy.
To suck other people's life away to put it towards your own to extend your lifespan, perhaps?
Or offering it so that it'll do it for someone else.
Some lady battery shit.
Interesting.
because Cecilia was ill as a youngin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that
Which
is,
Ritka doesn't know that part. So,
Ritka doesn't
Son
know
of a
that part.
bitch.
but she does. She is making note of like all this stuff.
Is she
Mhm.
saying it out loud or in the psychic call?
No, she's gonna give you guys like a report after she reads through it. That way, she's not like, "Oh, just kidding. I found this other fact." She can just present it all,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
blah.
So there's a lot of that early in the book, and then there's a
Mhm.
like really early, and then there's a shift in tone where things go from less arcana mixed with sorcery and more sorcery mixed with arcana.
Interesting.
Just a little shift.
Yeah, it starts off with maybe some arcana with some sorcery in your arcana, and then you're like, "Oh, but I like it heavier on the sorcery." And then it's more like it's kind of like when you first start drinking alcohol, you're like maybe just a little bit of vodka in this cranberry juice, and then you are later like maybe just a little cranberry juice in this vodka. Yeah, get it?
And then soon it's just wafting the juice over the glass of vodka.
You just pull out the bottle of cranberry juice and you say, "Hold the glass of vodka," and then you put it back in the fridge. Yeah.
Hashtag we drink responsibly.
Yes.
You also see notations about manipulation, recreation, and various means of transfers of energy to facilitate regeneration.
I see. In life and unlife, or just in general?
In general, and both.
Okay, cool. Out of curiosity, is there anything in this book that looks similar to how the Lich King has apparently come back, to what Fedor and Dimitri described?
Nothing specific. But there are hints, but you would need to do a lot more in-depth research and an greater understanding of sorcery than you currently have.
Hey, Redka.
Yes.
This fella, Raoul, died 5 years ago. 5 years is correct? Is that right, Prex? How many years ago was it?
Wait.
Because it was not recently. It was sometime.
It was somewhere between 8 and 10 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it's like closer to 10 years ago.
10 years ago. If you got his notes, could you just check to see if there's anything more recent than 10 years old in there, or is there anything new?
I can take a look for that. He doesn't really date things, but I can look for fresher ink. And is that just the book, or the book and the notes?
There's nothing newer in the book.
Okay.
Or nothing that you can obviously see newer in the book. Everything looks to be about the same age. Well, at least,
gotcha.
There's nothing very recent.
Okay. Nothing terribly recent, no. And was that the info from the book, or the book and the notes? Is that just all the info?
And the notes are separate.
Cool. Okay. Guess we'll look through the notes next. Who needs sleep?
Well, you got rest.
Yeah, I had a short rest. I did. I had like a nice little
yes, you did. You did have a short rest.
Not quite a nap, but yeah.
And as you are looking through them, you can find various points where you see interesting computations that are way beyond your skill level. Like, you can kind of guess that some of this is... Like, you can recognize that some of this is sorcery, and some of it is tied to health, but some of it is also tied to other things. And, and more, like, some of it is also tied to things like connections and manipulation and psychic connections and energy in general. And there's other things in here that also talk that a couple of these notes you recognize, that you more accurately recognize, are obviously necromantic.
Okay.
And references to how you can manipulate in the necromantic arts. And a couple are about true resurrection versus merely animation.
Interesting. Anything between the book and the notes about the spell circle in the office?
Nothing that seems to make a connection.
Okay. I just was curious. So that's elsewhere information that he has pulled out from somewhere. Yeah, she'll make notes to the side, like on a fresh sheet of paper, of like what this is kind of about. That it's beyond her level, but this is the gist that she gets from it. Bullet points. And then she'll hand it over to whoever's nearby, Vishard or Delme, probably, when she's done.
Delme was still looking at the storybook, so
then she'll hand it to Vishard. Yeah.
Is there anything interesting in the storybook that catches Delme's attention?
You mean the history books? Oh, no, not the storybook. Yeah, the storybook, but it's not really stories.
The Book of Tales.
The Book of Tales.
That one.
It's a collection of songs and folktales, and then there are notations that kind of go into like an act. Roll me cultural lore.
I can do that. Cultural lore. 16.
With a 16 is very good. And you recognize a number of these as like nursery rhyme songs, local folktale songs. You know, some of them are like working songs or drinking songs or you know, local folk songs and stories. And you see the notations of for lack of a better term, what we talk about in anthropology. It's an ethnographic analysis of folktales and the history that went into them. So somebody trying to pinpoint the history that's tied to the songs and tales and track through the information that's there, and follow it. You do recognize 2 of the songs. One of them is all 27 verses of your heroic ghost and his eventual tragic demise at the hand of Empress Delsha. It's very gruesome to pick, you know, verses 25 and 26 are about his very gruesome and horrible death, and 27 is the, you know, rousing call to arms that such songs always end in to make him a martyr kind of thing.
Okay.
But there are a number of, and a large number of them are about Delsha or the Empire of Thorns or the War of the Shadow Kings. Or
Interesting. Delme will mention that it is interesting that the 2 books that Raoul had hidden away, in one of them had to do with the very ghost we met on our way back to town.
Well, that's one of the songs that's in there.
That's one of the songs that are in there, yeah. So it's just, what are the chances?
Anglemar.
Anglemar, yeah.
What spirit is not yet put to rest.
You know, the one who told us about the Empress and...
Oh, okay, not the same person.
Well, what's it say about Anglemar?
Just the whole poem, all 27 verses of them. I don't know if this poem in particular was why Raoul was interested in this book, but it's just, you know, have to point out the coincidence in case it
probably more of the Delsha poems and tales. He seems to be a bit obsessed about her longevity.
Yeah.
You said that there were some notes. What were the notes, if there were any, on the Anglemar ballad?
It's about tracking the location, and it seems to be about trying to determine where he died, and perhaps where, you know, where, using the references in the song to try and map the events that occurred in the song.
Okay.
We found him.
Interesting.
Well, we found.
But did we find him because of Raoul? We thought we found him because of me.
We probably just bumped into him, and it.
But his
Hips
hanging out in the
coincidence.
crossroads might not be where he died. I suppose the bigger question is, why would Raoul be trying to track down where Engelmar's put to rest and all his other parts? That
Perhaps
seems.
Engelmar knew it's one of Delcia's secrets.
And that's why she tried to, and that's why she killed him?
Perhaps.
Or maybe that's what Raoul's theory was.
That is also likely.
Or, the whole, you will protect my secret, and, you will be a guardian forever, even unto death, type of thing.
I don't know.
Which brings me to a question, and I'll ask that to everyone who has checked the notes so far. Do any of these notes speak of the Empress's place in the Eternal Dance?
Well, if she had died corrupted, then she would have been removed from the Wheel of Rebirth.
Then there is no way, really, that she could have become... Or, let me rephrase that. There is no way that this true resurrection thing could actually work.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily, but just because you're not in the Wheel of Rebirth doesn't mean that you're not around. For example, Engelmar, if his spirit is here, that means he has been detached from the Wheel of Rebirth, because if he'd been in it, then he would have been reincarnated into someone else. But his spirit's detached, which is really
concerning for him. Yeah.
But has there ever been any rumors or legends that talked of the Empress post-death?
Well,
if
there
she's
were
out of the dance, she needs to be somewhere.
There were a lot of, well, not a lot. There were history books in the middle floor that the finest folks are pulling out. Maybe there's something in there. This is just one, after all.
Yeah.
Maybe he pulled out books from the secret floor, kept him in the secret compartment while he was working on them, and swapped him out. We don't know.
True.
So, Prax, let me see if I remember my religious history well. You have the Eternal Dance, the Wheel of Rebirth, where we're sort of trying to going back towards our sort of platonic ideal states way back when.
Yep.
But people can be pulled out. There was that, like, the evil gods came in and tried to destroy the whole wheel. And
well, I mean, it's not really the evil gods, it's demons, but yeah.
Yeah, the demons, right? The demons came to try to destroy the wheel. The wheel was, our 7 main gods were able to go and, like, save the whole thing, but we've lost our memory from our past spaces, although riding her closer, so we wanted to kill them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if you are very corrupted, there are things you can do that get you pulled out of the Wheel of Rebirth, which means you don't get to sort of follow the Eternal Dance back to this sort of higher state. Dying while super, super corrupted is one of those things, but clearly not just that, because spirits are people for whom they've been detached in some way, but they don't have to necessarily be bad, right?
Yes,
but
spirits are those with unresolved issues that even the comfort of the rebirth doesn't allow for. The emotional trauma overwhelms the comfort of rebirth. Yes.
Right. So they're stuck outside of the wheel, and you have to do something to get them back into it so they can then reincarnate back through. Do we know we know that Delcia was an adept, and, like, the history says bad things about her time hanging out.
Yep.
Do we know anything about? This is the question that Bashard sort of asked, or that Simon did. Do we have stories about her post-death in any way? Like, do we, like, what are the stories about her in her death? Like, was she redeemed at the very end, or was she like a ghost, or, like, are there any stories about her? Like, these things may or may not be true, but like, what is
here's the interesting thing. You suffer 2 problems. Number 1, Delcia lived 800 years ago before the Sorcerer Kings, and the wars of the Sorcerer Kings occur because Delcia dies.
Mm-hmm.
But Delsha's death itself is still unknown. Nobody knows. Some say some say it was a sorceress mishap where she tried to do some sort of magic and it failed epically. Some say it was betrayal and she was actually killed. Some say there was a conspiracy and she was murdered. Some say that she just died, but nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
Because immediately after her death, her empire falls apart and falls into infighting of her lieutenants who become the Sorceress Kings.
Mm-hmm.
And Jareth the Lich King is one of her most trusted and successful generals. And it's basically it's the classic, Roman Empire thing. He's off in the province in Kern. She dies. He's like, fuck, I'm not getting involved in their shit. They're going off and killing everybody and doing all of this. This is mine now. I'm taking care of this. And he shuts down everything in Kern and basically just makes Kern his. And which is why he's the most successful of the Sorcerer Kings, and he will maintain control for 800 years or close to 800 years, as opposed to all the others who end up very, very dead. Not that he wasn't dead, but he's undead.
He was unliving.
He's unliving, but nobody knows what happened to Delsha. They know that she died suddenly, or she died or disappeared suddenly, and then the War of the Sorcerer Kings erupted.
This
So
is
she
just a
could
story.
have just died as well.
This is just
Could be entombed in a creepy coma somewhere, just waiting.
or she could just. Sorry, this is a weird question, but paintings of her. Do we have any images of what she looked like near the end? Like, did she look creeped out and creepy, or did she look totally fine? Do you know what I mean? Like, and of course, with paintings, things probably are made to look a little bit nicer than
or more fearsome, depending on what she's going for. She could have been for Reign of Terror and been make me look as intimidating as possible.
That's true.
Painter Photoshop.
Yes.
Yeah, I doubt anyone would have painted her with her actual corruption.
Or they might have.
Mega corruption, because she would have been yes,
because she's all open about it. Yeah.
Just kind of a sense of
she was infinitely open about it, but there don't seem to be. That's one of those things that was been lost to time, either through and some people say it was intentionally lost through time.
Yeah.
That would make sense too. Britka would believe that.
It could have also been things like that when they finally
lost the info,
or that when she was finally overthrown by the rebels, they destroyed all her stuff.
They destroyed all the stuff.
The thing is, she wasn't. That's one thing
she
that is
overthrown.
known. Yeah. She wasn't. Yeah. She wasn't overthrown. The
but one of those who took over may have tried to erase her.
Erase her.
To be like,
or the rebellions against the Sorcerer Kings caused for her to be erased. But she is not killed through rebellion. She's not killed by any of the populace. It's not a great uprising. There's no great hero that arises from any of this.
No one knew.
Her death, the most common beliefs about her death are that either she attempted a sorceress working and it went wrong and it backfired on her, or one of her trusted lieutenants actually killed her through betrayal. But it wasn't there was no Spartacus uprising that that failed. There isn't even a report of one that failed. She ruled with an iron fist. Well, there was an attempt by Raiden and Vatazin, but she's the cause. She's the cause of the Vatazin for being entirely eradicated, and that's what causes the creation of the Vata'an and the Vatash. Well, eventually the Vatashah.
And a lot of the Raiden died, and the ones that survived went out in hiding and didn't come back until later when the big rebellion happens. How is she described in the stories? Did they describe her hair color? What is the description that you get? The
description that, particularly in the storybook that Dalmay has, there isn't a consistent description. That
you've also changed her look. You know, when you
Well-
live for a really long time, maybe you're blonde 1 century and then redhead the next, you know?
Sure.
They're
Magic.
consistently talk about her is an unearthly attractive woman, and that could be either good or bad, because
Mhm,
corruption
mhm.
can be either
Mhm.
can be very attractive,
Mhm,
or you know,
What?
mhm,
No.
it can
Uh,
be.
Do we know what race she is?
No,
We don't even know if
every-
she's a
the
human
only
or
thing-
Interesting.
Most historians make a comment that perhaps she had dark hair because she is consistently called Delsha the Dark, even in the stories of the Old Kingdom before she massacred the Council of the Wise. So perhaps the Delsha the Dark refers to both her physical, like her appearance in some way, like her hair color being black or something.
or dark eyes, but like it's like she's called Delsha the Dark, but maybe we don't really know. We just know that she's sort of described as like being unearthly in her
Yeah.
attractiveness.
There's nothing in her, and that's the point, and that's why the stories the songs that are in that book that Dalmay has, almost none of them really directly reference Delsha, or if they do, they're reference. It's like the song of what's his name? I just blanked on the character. I created him.
Engelmar.
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 It was like Elthrid. No, it's not Elthrid. Engelmar. It's like Elthrid is a different game. Don't have to worry about him tonight. Engelmar is Engelmar. The song survived because it's part of one of the great songs. That's the few songs about an uprising against Delsha that survives through, and mostly because of the Knights of the Rose that kind of take him as this kind of folk hero, and technically he was never a Knight of the Rose because he predated them significantly, but they kind of posthumously adopt him, and he's a figure that he gets his own little plaque in the barrack, in the keep of the Knight of the Rose, and they have their thing there, but actual depictions of her, actual description of her beyond her general, what she did, all of that seems to be missing or lost. The references that are in the book that Dalmay has are very intermingled. You can't find a consistent appearance, but you can kind of the notes that are in there that you're pretty sure Raoul is tracing places and magic. He's not caring about depiction. He doesn't care what she looked like. He's caring about, did she succeed? How did she do this? I want to see if she can do this. And between what you've and then Ritzka can find in the notes that she's going, that yes, Delsha did do something to siphon life force from someone else. I can use, and he used that for someone to do the same thing, to send it to someone. Except it's a very sorcerous process, and it did not do him a good thing in the end.
Hey, I had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to, be distressing or anything like that. I hope I'm not. But so we don't know what happened to Delsha the Dark, right?
Mm-mm.
Or what she looked like or anything like that.
No.
Nope. But we have had a whole lot of unliving friends pop up in our brain.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lich King seems to be back through some sort of ritual. So that's a twofer for him. Like, he gets to be alive and then unliving, and then unliving again. Seems strange. And we still don't know about that friend of yours, Dalmay.
Talia?
Yep, we don't know about her at all. Who she
Nope.
is. I mean, she's a friend of your mom's.
She claims to be a friend of my mom's.
Yeah. Did you ask your mom about that?
I cannot remember if I did.
You did.
Honestly.
You have asked your mother about her once, and she was surprised because Talia was dead.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how we found out Talia was dead.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
that's
said
right.
your friend Talia contacted me. So
Sorry, no.
and,
I'll
my
let
mom
you,
was
I'll let
like,
you finish.
"Well, yeah." Mom was like, "Why are you talking to dead people?" But Talia also mentioned Vashard's like sort of adoptive father-esque figure.
Yeah. There's a lot of look, I just something that Shar said maybe just puts in my mind a little bit sometimes. And he said, how could there be a lich here in the city for 2 months and people didn't know about it? And just thinking about people being around and not knowing about it. And I would feel I'd feel a lot better if we went back out there to those crossroads at one of these after the administrative hearing on Ritka. I'd feel a lot better if we could maybe go out to those crossroads and maybe find Engelmar again and, ask him what Delsha the Dark looks like, because it'd be pretty awful if she was like, I don't know, Talia or something. You know what I mean? Like, or if she's just like your next door neighbor. Although,
did Engelmar talk to us?
Yes.
Yeah, he warned us
He did,
against going that way because of
Right,
Delsha
right.
Dark's armies.
I'm getting all my ghosties confused.
Yeah. So I don't know,
There's
maybe
a lot of them. It's fair.
he was there, so maybe we could talk to him and ask him some questions about, it's probably nothing and it's probably fine. It's just that there have been a lot of unliving people around, and I just would kind of feel a little bit better at least knowing what she looked like.
Especially since she was long-lived due to not lichdom.
Yeah.
She could blend in perhaps better. Well, definitely better than a lich could. If she's still around.
And maybe she's not, or maybe she retired and just makes, I don't know, meat pies or something.
Do you think
That's a good point.
Do you think I'm sorry for bringing this up, Russ.
It's fine.
But it's been on my mind
What?
for a while. Do you think Bryn Mawr's trauma when he died removed him from the wheel? Because here's what I'm thinking, and it doesn't have anything to do with you or what happened to Bryn Mawr. But of everyone that we encountered that are supposed to be dead and gone, he is the only one that I know of whose presence outside of the wheel doesn't really make sense.
Oh, well, when we saw him, we never saw him as a ghost. We only saw him as a person.
We saw when we went back in time.
We went back in time, traveled.
We keep seeing people, whether because we are brought back in time or because we see them after their death. But it's always people that maybe, I'm not sure,
have been or will be dead. To be fair, most people will eventually be dead.
Yes, but
Well, we go back 80 years.
What I'm thinking of is, what if there was someone or something fishing people out of wherever it is you go when you're not part of the wheel in the Great Dance? Like, imagine this is a pond and there's just someone with a net just fishing people out because they're trying to find someone or something.
Well,
and in their efforts, they happen to bring back the Lich King because it's one of those.
Oh, well, the Lich King seemed to have a contingency plan in place.
What if it's part of that? Or what if that is part of it?
Because it seemed quite intentional to bring Knights of the Skull to siphon their life force into regenerating the Lich King. Which is interestingly, doesn't not coincide with these notes here.
I'm not sure. It's all wild theories on my part right now, but I think the one thing that keeps everything in common so far is that as of today, the people that we've met are all dead.
Or
even if we met them when they were alive. They were alive.
Well, I mean, didn't we meet that hot farmer? Was the hot farmer in the past or the present?
These
Past.
Present.
Present, okay.
No, Hot Farmer was after we met with Bryn Mawr Penry.
Yeah, we met Bryn Mawr Penry in the past and Hot Farmer's in the present.
We traveled back into I
No,
know
it's
there
'cause
has
I
been a
thought-
lot of
I thought
time
we-
jumps.
Yeah, I thought we had brought Bryn Mawr away on our little road trip.
No.
And then when we came back, we saw the farmer. And then went to the present.
No, it was we
so-
dropped him off and then we time traveled and then we
Yeah,
met
my
Karma.
theory probably just doesn't hold then.
But you know what, though? There is something interesting about what you said. And I don't... Well, by interesting, I mean disturbing. But that's another thing altogether. What we do is ride and we try to protect the world from shadow and corruption and all of that. That's what we do because it matters. If the world is plunged into darkness, that's real bad, is what that is. So my understanding is that when the primordial gods, everything was great before, there was a time when everything was wonderful and wonderful, as it were. But the thing is that there was the shadow, right? And the shadow did not like the sort of perfection of the past, and the shadow tried to destroy it in this sort of a way and take all of the beings, right? It's like a lust for power and all that, try to destroy everything. And the Wheel of Rebirth was made by Celine in order to make sure that the shadow couldn't take the souls of people, right? To sort of protect the souls of the eternal dance from the shadow who wants to take it. So the whole point of the Wheel of Rebirth is as a sort of a trick, right? To sort of keep all of us outside of the hands of shadow. Because if the shadow gets us, that's bad, right? Shadow wants to claim souls and all of that. So, right, even though we perish, we come and we're reborn, dancing our way closer to perfection. But what if somebody's trying to, well, undo what Celine and the primordials had done? This is maybe your theory is not so outrageous. Of course, that's what Shadow always tries to do. That's why we fight the shadows, so that we can stop them from claiming souls. But what if somebody found some other way? You mentioned fishing people out of the pond before they could get on the wheel, which makes the Wheel of Rebirth seem like a watermill. But that's not the point. The point is that what if somebody has found some way to pull souls out before they can get the Wheel of Rebirth, even ones that hadn't been died traumatically or through corruption? That'd be really terrible, actually. Let's hope that's not the case, because that would be really, really bad. Because every soul that the shadow takes is the exarchs. That's bad. That'll destroy the world in the end, So,
Hey, Ritka.
Hey.
Fedor screams and sees it.
Oh. I wake him up. I try to wake him up.
Oh, his eyes are open, but he's not seeing anything.
Oh no. Should be like, shit.
What?
What's happening?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Dimitri is run over next to you and is trying to help, because Fedor has actually screamed in pain.
Yes, she'll say, earlier he had the dream that we had. She gestures to her and Vashar, and
Which I can't see because I'm not in the room with you.
I snapped out of it. I snapped
There you
out
are.
of it.
No, I flew down to where the people were, because you were all in the. I was like, oh, I'll just be over here waiting for you.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
I'm just like down the hallway,
Mm-hmm.
Delme is going to
get him out of it, but this is different.
Delme is gonna first.
Is he getting dream tormented? Is that what this looks like?
Delme is gonna try to sense our second sight, something.
Well, unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait and find the answer to that question
That's
What?
okay.
at the start of next week.
Oh no!
God. Wait a second. Next week we're the 24th.
Yes.
Isn't that our finale?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
we come
7th.
back.
Yes.
We're going to have our finale on the 7th, because we're not going to have our finale on Halloween, because there's
okay.
Our finale for season 2 of Romance of the Blue Rose is November 7th, because Halloween, and I believe, well, this is actually a great segue, because I believe, Simon, you're doing something on Halloween, and, but that's why... What? What?
That means we have 2 weeks to solve everything.
No.
Yeah, it really does.
You don't have to solve everything.
Yes,
But we
we
kind of
do. Duh.
It just means it's the end of season 2. You never solve everything. You might solve more things than you expect, because...
Oh no.
Look, you're the ones that I set things up, and you guys take things and run with them and go where they want. But hey, how we all feeling? How we doing tonight? How are things going?
Great.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I feel really bad for Fedor.
I know.
I can't get a break.
Poor
Look,
buddy.
I'm sorry, Fedor, but you were tormented for 6 rounds. That's gonna have some effects, and unfortunately, one of those major effects is your psychic shield is kind of broken for a little bit.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, does that mean I'm also gonna have weird fucking nightmares when we go to bed?
Don't go to sleep. It's fine. It's just like Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one.
Look,
just don't go to sleep.
We'll find out next week, maybe.
Wait, I need to check if my spell will allow me to not have bad dreams.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm just reading. Keep going.
Okay, well that's good. So we're gonna go around, let everyone say goodbye, where you can find them, all of those good things. All of mood, Lindy, mood. Or the third option.
Both.
Or
Fireworks.
It was that firework.
yeah, that one's a little easier to tell. But we'll go around, let everyone say where you can find them, all the good things, share some love for tonight, and then one question. A question. I know. Nah. Just if you have a question.
No,
If you have a
no,
question.
bring it.
Give it to us.
Oh, people tell
Who
me
is
to bring it.
the one person your character both wants and dreads coming back from this? Look, it'll be the week after Halloween. The finale is the week after Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a really easy one, but yeah.
So we're gonna start. We're gonna start with let's mix things up a bit and let's start with Trooper.
Oh, I'm Trooper SJP. Boop, pew, pew. I'm doing well. You can find me at Trooper SJP on the Twitch. Today is Sunday. Let's see what's happening this coming week. Tuesday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. You can find me over at Legal Kimchi's channel, where we'll be chatting about historical RPGs and tangents probably. And then Wednesday, you can find me on this channel, this one, like you can see the addresses in your bar on your browser right up there. The Praxagothesmophoria for Witcher Roads Home, where people also sometimes sleep. Less undead, I think, but also just more murder. I just, it's fine. And I'm not saying that's better. I'm just saying,
Look! Somebody came back from the dead last week.
They weren't really dead though.
No.
They were sleeping.
We just finally solved the milk carton mystery.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry. He'd be gone for 50 years. That's like...
Elves live a long time. He's totally still on elf milk cartons.
Yeah. And also, sometimes you go off to get a pack of cigarettes from the pub and you just never come back for 50 years. It happens sometimes, Dad. And then Friday, you can find me on my channel for City of Light and Shadow, Fate French Resistance campaign. Sunday, you will not find me here for The Witcher of the Blue Rose. I mean, you could tune in, but none of us will be here, so that's sad.
No, we will be here next week. We won't be here the following week.
We will be, so do that. Come and find me then. And then the question of who do they want and dread, well, that's really tricky to come back from the dead, because Russ is a Raiden, and the whole purpose of Raiden is to fight Shadow. And they believe in the Wheel of Rebirth. They're like, organized religion is a little bit like, kind of like a two-legged thing, but anybody coming back from the dead means they've been detached from the Wheel of Rebirth, and that would be awful. So really, there is no one who should be coming back from the dead, even like no one should. It doesn't matter, because they're in a better place if they're on the Wheel of Rebirth, because then you can come and find them again. Because ultimately, right, either if, depending on how it happens, you might meet them in this world yet again, but even if you don't, you will certainly meet them later on at the end, once you sort of get to the end of the eternal dance. So death itself, that whole like death is just a state of being, no. Get onto the Wheel of Rebirth, reincarnate your way up, and that's the better way of doing it. Like loss is temporary, and not because of some undead thing. That's the worst. That's because that is, if somebody's detached from the Wheel of Rebirth, that's like it. Like that is the most tragic thing that could ever happen when people are sort of pulled into shadow that way, because then you don't get to see them, really, not them ever again. So there's nobody, like Russ would never wish coming back from the dead on anyone, because that is the greatest tragedy. And the more he cares about somebody, the less he would ever want them to ever come back, because they will come back the right way, right, through reincarnation.
A great way to avoid the question, Trooper.
I'm just telling you where Russ is at, because he would, he does not want to see people back
and share love.
Oh my gosh, love. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can do this right, because I had each person a very small little detail. So Pooja, the little detail that was really great was each person asked a really cool question today. Did I even put it in my notes? I might have. Did I? And it was, oh yes, your question was, why is there a book of folk songs in this place? Whenever, like, in the same space as your secret grimoire. Like, that was like such a great question. I was like, there's my love for that question for you, because that was such a great question. You're like, that doesn't make any sense. Questionable. And I just thought that was really, really brilliant. And then for Lindy, your question that I give you love for was this. There was a moment when you were looking at the notes and you were like, no, wait, this is like, you made this sort of this really cool connection to the Lich King, and also no, it was, I know what it was. This was, I was like, oh, Lindy's so great. When you're like, are there any notes in here about the circle, the circle on the floor? Like, that was such a great question. Like, because you're like, and then when Prax said no, you're like, you said, huh, okay, that means those notes are somewhere else, right? It was just that little moment right there, because he's like, he got that stuff from somewhere, and that means it's gonna be written down somewhere, and if it's not here, it's somewhere else. That was like such a great moment. I was like, oh, love that. That was such a good moment. So love for that one. And then Simon, your love was when you're like, wait, maybe somebody is fishing souls out before they can get on the real Wheel of Rebirth, right? And I was like, oh, that's real bad. Great thought. Bad. But
yeah,
so
I'm
much love for that
hoping
one.
I'm wrong.
I hope so too. But like, that would be really bad. But it was just such a great thought, and I just want to sort of give love to each of my fellow players for really cool, thoughtful questions that felt very generative and smart and ingenious. And so those are my loves for my fellow players. Prax, I just am going to give you love for the evil faces you make while we sit there and talk about things. You just sit there in the corner and you just have this evil GM face, and that evil GM face is really just awesome and the best.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And then directly above Trooper is Pooja. Hey Pooja, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Who is the person that Delme both dreads and wants to see come back from the dead? And share some love.
See, this one's really hard, because I honestly have been sitting here and I do not think Delme has experienced great loss. to the wheel of life. So, I mean, she's very lucky in that her parents, by being, Vata, they're old and they've been around for a long time, and she doesn't expect them to leave any suddenly. So I think her desire to see somebody come back would probably be for Rashard. I think she would want to see, if she could turn back time, she would want one of Rashard's parents to come by so that he could have grown up with that kind of parental love. Because I honestly feel that, especially during her childhood, his loss was probably the closest to her life in that way. But as for love, I think my love today has to go to Lindy for being thoroughly entertaining while trying to sleep. That's skills. So I really appreciated that. But of course, I thought Vashard and Russ and Delme tromping along, trying to solve things and investigate. It was just funny, because this is not what any of these characters do by nature. Let's look through someone's books and notes and try to solve puzzles. No, that's not what we do, man. But it was nice to kind of see all three of these characters do things that are not necessarily their fortes.
Although actually that it is what Russ does. He's a tracker. He's an information person.
Oh, okay.
He just doesn't we haven't tracked people a whole bunch yet, but that's what he does. He investigates, gathers info, and but if you don't,
but not the book investigating, right?
Oh no, those are books.
That's what I'm saying. Like this, all three of us are just like, who wants to read these books?
I don't have thumbs.
But you have eyeballs.
But Pooja, do you mind? You said it, so I have to.
Yeah.
If I could turn back time, that's it.
If I could find
there you go.
way.
Oh yeah. But as for me,
I'm not gonna get hit. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, as for me, I'm Pooja. You can find me on Twitter at Pooja. And for my streaming schedule for the next week, you can find me on Tuesday over on the Manapot Studios channel at 7 Central, where we are playing another session of Control, which is our horror flight for this month. And lots of fun ensues. And it's gotten real weird, as anything set in the Control universe should. On Thursday, you can see me over on Simon's channel, Wandering DM, where we will be playing Sentinels of the Multiverse, a RPG in which we essentially play comic book heroes and create a different comic issue each week. And there's audience participation opportunities, and it's just a lot of fun. And then on Saturday, you can catch me over on Total Party Kiss at time zones are hard. Noon Eastern, where we are playing the second episode of Strange Hungers, a brand new horror, all queer horror D&D campaign set in our DM's meticulously crafted homebrew world. It's fantastic. It's been one episode and I'm completely obsessed with all the characters. So that's a great time. And then, of course, on Sunday, I will be here for more mystery solving shenanigans.
Here for all the mystery solving shenanigans. And we are looking forward to it. But that leads us to the wonderful hey Simon, how you doing? How you feeling? We have a question.
I'm still good. Do I believe that there is a larger conspiracy afoot of people resurrecting the dead left and right, and we are probably going to be facing another Shadow War soon? Yes. Does that bother Vashard? Yes. Does that bother Simon? No. Because Simon is looking forward to it. But other than that, I'll wait for the question for the dead people, but Pooja basically answered what I was going to say. Actually, let's get into that first. Okay, out of game, Simon would like to know, because I basically gave you, carte blanche to do whatever you want with his parents.
And something did
because
happen to his parents.
He's a I made the quintessential orphan character, never was found in a glade by moonlight by an old man who raised them. So he's basically raised by Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I don't know who my parents were, who Vashard's parents were, but as much as I would like to know in game, because Vashard has never ever known them, he neither dreads nor is he looking forward to it, because it's just not something that not having grown up with his biological parents. Like, I mean, he has parents. It's what's his face and Honey the Wolf. Shit, I forgot the names of like the two most important NPCs in my life. Quick. Who were they again?
Hold on.
Where's... No, they're not in the.
Something with the B. Bran.
Yeah, Bran was the old man Bran.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know, because he was mentioned by Talia.
Yeah, and his companion was a Raiden wolf, but I don't remember her name.
And they were bonded and notes.
Yes. I can always go
Hazel.
back to Hazel. There you go. I had Honey, Hazel. I mean, forest stuff starts with an H. But yeah, so these two are Vashard's parents. Would you want to see them back from the dead? Kind of like the same answer as Trooper. They're gone. They're part of the Eternal Dance. He would be a little scared to see them back as zombies more than anything. As far as his biological parents, he never grew up with them. He doesn't know them. It's not even that he could maybe perhaps remember a time. He was found, he was like 1 year old. He has no recollection whatsoever. So those aren't the people that he dreads coming back. He sort of dreads Bryn Mawr Penry coming back just because he was an ass. But honestly, I think the worst for him would be the Lich King. After everything that happened during the war, after everything that needed to be done, he, knowing that was all in vain, yeah, that would be horrible.
I already brought him back.
Yeah, but we haven't met the Lich King.
Yeah.
Not yet, as far as you know.
What?
Not
Unless
met
it's the
Lich
dude
King.
with the skull face.
I will say if my character were less connected to the world, then they would have an answer for that question, right? Like, 'cause I think that many other characters would be like, oh yeah, totally, I want this person back. It's just that character doesn't. Yeah. It's like, I mean, to be able to speak to them, sure, maybe. But not to have them resurrected flesh and blood and all of that. And as far as I am concerned, outside of streaming, I'm here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday playing Cadarn here for The Witcher at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, on my channel, as Pooja said, on Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, playing Sentinels of the Multiverse. And on Saturdays at 1 p.m. playing Scion. I know we've had a bit of a rocky schedule, and I think it's going to still be rocky until the end of Halloween, October. Probably more for Scion than for Sentinels, just because, house hunting and all of that kind of takes priority over everything else. But that said, on Halloween, so I won't be here on Halloween.
None of
will
us
be
will
off
be here.
anyway. But I'm sending out the messages tonight to anyone who has applied. If there are any last-minute people that are watching this stream and would like to play in either the Haunted West one-shot or the They Came From Beneath the Sea one-shot, I can expand the table by one person, no problem. Maybe two, but that would be maybe pushing it. But if anyone wants to play, yeah, definitely hit me up, and I will pencil you in. But yeah, so on Halloween we're playing two charity games to benefit races, two horror games. Basically, it's going to be a horror twofer. Haunted West is going to be a bit more serious. I'm aiming for Ballad of Buster Scruggs type of vibe, and They Came From Beneath the Sea is literally like B-movie 1950s horror from the monster from the Black Lagoon, or They Came From Beneath the Sea. I already picked my monster. It is ridiculous, and it is not the teenage shrimp, but it is just as funky. And otherwise, I have that. Oh yeah, and in November, so cool thing. I will be doing 2 more charity games over the course of the month of November. We're gonna save the turtles, and we're gonna play a charity game for Movember, so for prostate cancer. So I'll keep y'all posted about this. This is probably going to be played like on Saturday evenings, but it's going to be very, very fun and a very packed month. And also, if everything goes well, on November 1st, I will have a big announcement for my channel.
Well, we look forward to all of that. Looking forward
Is
to
it that is the announcement that you've made a really delicious cake and you're going to let us all have some?
Well, seeing as how I have the ingredients to make an apple crumble cake in my fridge for the past week and I still haven't done it, maybe by November 1st I will have prepped it.
Can't believe I guessed right. This is so awesome. Apple crumble cake.
And the land border is going to be open starting next month, so I will be able to drive down to the States and hand deliver you cake. You know, drive all like 30, 40 hours that I need to reach each and every one of you. Can't guarantee the cake will be fresh by the time I get there, or not eaten by me in the car.
Fair. But that leaves the last and never least. Hey, Lindy.
That's me.
So we have a question, first of all.
Yeah, you do.
We have a question, and then some love, and then where you can find you.
Yeah, so the question is kind of already happened, because number 1 on that list would have been the Lich King. Oops. He's back, and she's how unhappy about it. She's distressed by this information. Although I would say a secondary person, based on a brief conversation she's had, and might think that said person is now unliving, might be her sister. So yeah, they're both kind of back. So the Lich King and her sister. There's your answers.
Good answers. I wonder.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Yeah, love. I have love for the naming conventions of our NPCs for tonight. I thought that was super fun.
You know why, too.
Oh, I totally know why. Yes, and I'm here for it. I also loved Simon's cat making an appearance tonight. I thought that was very affectionate and adorable. Just like how I feel towards this group, affectionate and sometimes adorable. Like Dalme which I loved her enthusiasm for exploring the secret passageways. It was a lot of fun. And Russ being Russ, just being classic, like no, Sovereign's finest only on these calls. And also you don't have to break it, you could okay. I thought that was great. You can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I play and GM a lot of tabletop RPGs. You can find me tomorrow and Tuesday. Well, knock on wood, nothing goes poorly. For some Dungeons and Dragons. I think we're going to a demonic monastery tomorrow, which that's fine because my soul's already spoken for because I'm a warlock. So you know I don't have anything to worry about really. And then on Tuesday, well, there's some drama because people may have tried to kill their vampiric father figures. And these people might be 8 and traumatized, and it's great. So yeah, and then on Wednesday you can find me back here for maybe traumatized people. I don't know, on Witcher, because it's gonna be great. I'm very excited for it. Just maybe, you know, do some stabbing or murder or figuring out emotions. Brenna has a lot on her plate right now. And let's see what else. You can find me on not on Friday because it's a solo episode this week on City Light and Shadow. But you could find me wishing I was there. And then I think that's no, this Saturday we have aliens. Sorry, once a month aliens this Saturday, which reminds me to message my GM to get me some papers on things. But yes, aliens this Saturday on my channel, probably 9 Eastern. Tune in, it's gonna be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And as for me, hey all, you know me. I'm at DeirdreDonlan on Twitter, PraxGarthesMe4. You see me around here on Twitch. And you can find me back here. We'll probably have a couple more probably Tuesday I might pop up with some more Mass Effect because we're still playing the Mass Effect. It's fine. We're in Mass Effect 3. We're full on. It'll be great. And then Wednesday back here for Witcher Roads Home as curses were broken and people made their presence known and had conversations with other entities and possibly did things. Then back here on Sunday for more Romance of the Blue Rose as we are in the penultimate episode on Sunday of season 2. I'm sure everything will be fine. But that's it. Otherwise, check my Twitter because that's where I post where I'm going to be. All the fun, wonderful, fabulous people I get to hang out with, like these fine folks here, and anything else that I choose to talk about or want to do or seem to think is important to say. But we should send some love. Well, I mean, it's Sunday. We're sending love to Johnny. That's what we do on Sunday nights. And he and Myth are playing Red Dead Redemption RP, so we'll go ahead and do that. But have yourself a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.